This is MMA fight music producer Mikey Ruckus, welcoming you to MyMMAnews.com. This is a leader of a new school, new style, integrity and old school. Follow us anytime, it's the right time. MyMMAnews.com. This is a leader of a new school, new style, integrity and old school. Follow us anytime, it's the right time. MyMMAnews.com.
A huge shout out and thank you to Dependable Solutions. Innovating the future of your business, visit dependable-solutions.net to save your company money by reducing the markup percentage on your credit card processing fees. It's just that simple. Do yourself a favor, go ahead and check out dependable-solutions.net.
This is Bob Maloney from My MMA News, and right now I have the pleasure of joining an old friend. He's not so old, though, Joel Vasquez. I got to see Joel fight back when he was an amateur, just making his debut, and here we are a couple years later. He's been derailed by an injury or two, but he's still ferocious. Joel, how you feeling, my man? You got to be excited to be getting back into the ring.
Yes, sir. I'm very excited to get back into it, especially considering this will be my first Muay Thai fight. So we're doing just stand-up. So, you know, everybody knows that I like to strike a lot. So we kind of only do the fun part this time around.
How long has it been since you've had a sanctioned fight? Has it been a while?
Yeah, since I've had a fight, period, it's been a little over 2 years, I believe, maybe coming up on 3. My last fight was successful, got a knockout in the second, but then we signed actually to go pro. I was going to fight at CFFC. We had a good show and everything like that, but 2 weeks before the event, I actually tore my ACL and meniscus. So then that kind of put me in the back seat for a bit. And then, you know, aside from that, just other things as far as, you know, just daily struggles financially and like going over everything with my team and things like that. And then now I feel like I'm at a good place to get back in there, and I'm physically, mentally prepared.
So tell me about your plans then. Just say, for example, you get through this fight and you're healthy. Do you have plans maybe by the end of the year on taking an MMA fight, or how?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The plan for me right now is, again, you know how the matchmaking is for the most part. So me being a pretty good striker, they tend to match me up against grapplers for the most part. So that being said, I said let me take maybe 1 or 2, maybe a couple more stand-up fights, just so that I could actually experience, you know, people who have honed the craft as far as just striking, and, you know, test myself against people who, you know, have all their efforts in that department, as well as the same as I see it no different as when any MMA fighter goes into grappling competitions, you know. The only difference is, you know, there's possibilities of knockouts and, you know, some blood trauma. But aside from that, that's just pretty much what I'm doing at the moment, just taking a little back seat. I'm with my coach, Esteban Masonette. We're Team Iron Rooster Muay Thai under the Masonette's Muay Thai banner, and I could honestly say in all my years of like martial arts training, the last I want to say like year or so, maybe a little less, that I've spent with him has been like a very, very productive progression in my skill set. I feel like before, when I was going to go pro, I genuinely thought that, you know, my skill set was good, and it was. I'm not taking anything away from the work that I've done in the past, but I just feel like, honestly, over the work that I've put in the last 6 months or so, I'm just a different animal now. I got to focus on stand-up from with a coach who really understands both my style and what we both think that I could do the most efficiently, and just getting you know, traditional Muay Thai defenses and things like that, I feel like are most applicable as far as striking for MMA, of course. But and then staying aware, I still get to get my rolls in here and there. I'll go visit Matt Kaplan and his guys down at Vancho MMA, and wherever I really could get any grappling in, I'll do so. But not for the last couple weeks. We've been really focused on this fight coming up. But yeah, man, I definitely feel like I've gotten tons better given the layoff.
Well, let's talk about your fight coming up. USKA KO Cancer on the 18th this week. Tell me a little bit about your opponent and tell me, how you see this fight and how you feel about it.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to fighting on this card. The promoter's a good friend of our camps. And the show itself, is making donations to cancer. So that's definitely a great thing to be a part of. As far as my opponent in the camp, no disrespect to them. I didn't do much research on them. Obviously, I dabbled. I looked here and there, but when I was younger, I would get a little bit more obsessive over opponents, looking them up. I used to want to figure out. I remember my first fight I had against Matt Turnbull. I literally wanted to know what he ate for breakfast just to give me a little edge. Like, oh, he only had a smoothie for breakfast. He must, feel weak. But this time around, I just been really focusing on my skill set and my own craft, making sure that I feel comfortable given whatever the opponent is. My coach has done a really good job finding me sparring, and my teammates have been honestly just a terror. If I could deal with the guys that I have in my camp, whether it's Danny, D'Amico, Dave, Joseph, there's a lot of guys in my camp, Brandon Masonette, Stoney, there's too many to name, Venus, and these people keep me so high on my toes. They definitely make sure that my reflexes and my defense, as well as my offensive options, are all pretty clear. If I could work with my teammates, I really don't see me having too much of an issue, especially at the level that we're competing at now. I'm not quite in the big leagues yet. I feel like physically I'm prepared for it. I feel like I got a lot of holes in the game I want to clean up. But I definitely see us going pro in the future. Let's give it a couple more AMI fights and get me a little acclimated to it.
Well, I'm excited to see you back in there, Joel. It's been a while. I look forward to seeing your smiling face and talking to you before the fight and after the fight. It's always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
Before we go, do you have any shout-outs or any love you want to give out?
I definitely want to shout out first and foremost my mother. She's been dealing with my craziness. She's going through her own little battles and stuff right now. So I definitely want to just send love out to her. My lady, she's definitely been like head and shoulders above anybody else that I've put any type of pressure on, as far as taking care of me and making sure that I'm physically, mentally, spiritually capable to be my best. She's definitely like at the forefront of making sure that I'm at my best. And then my camp, my crew, Esteban Masonette, he's been a big part of just generally me even getting back into competition. He's been a huge motivating factor. I stick with him. If he says we're going any direction, that's the direction I'm going with him. He hasn't led me wrong. Yeah, that's it. Just my team and my family, man.
Joel Vasquez, best of luck to you with the rest of the week with any weight cutting and preparations and working on your cardio. Once again, can't wait to see you back in there doing what you love to do. You've always been a skilled athlete and a hard worker, and like I said, look forward to seeing you at USK. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Bob. It was a pleasure being on the show today.
See you soon.